Hello everyone, now I'm here with my next video of nested loops in Java. In this I want to consider label break and label continue. Now see what is label break and label continue. You had already heard about break and continue. Use break and continue. When we are dealing with a normal loop, for example, I'm writing in this way, if condition, and then I'm using break. Break is used to terminate a loop. But if somehow I'm facing a problem, I have a nested loop. See, in this way, I have a nested loop. I want to end this loop. This is outer loop and this is inner loop. From here, I want to end. From here, I want to end the whole of my program. Then, is it possible to end? If I'm using break here, what will happen? If I'm using break, it will come here. And again, the working started. It never ends. Again, what I have to do? Again, I have to place one more if condition after the loop. After the inner loop, I have to place one more condition and I have to write break again. Then it is possible to end the second one. 2 times I have to use break to end the outer loop. Now, it is possible to end outer loop by using labeled break. When in a particular condition you want to end outer loop, then label break is used. How? You have to name that loop. The outer loop, you have to give a particular name with the colon, any loop, in again any loop, loop inside loop, and with the help of if condition you can break that outer loop because the name of the outer loop you had given here. The break indicates it will break the given loop, whatever we are having. In this way, you can use label break and you can have your labeled continue also. In the same way, when in the particular condition you want to skip statements of outer loop from inner loop, then labeled continue is used. How? You have to name that outer loop and from any of the loop you can end. By using a condition, you can end or you can continue. Whatever you want to, by using label break and label continue, the same process you have to write. If you want to skip few lines, then use label continue. If you want to end loop, you will go for labeled break. The same way, see, I'm writing continue, name of the loop, and then see, I'm ending the outer loop. Means from the inner loop, if you want to continue the outer loop and you want to skip few lines here, then you can use labeled continue. Now moving further with the examples. Nested for with label break. The syntax of nested for with the labeled break I'm using. To break a nested for means outer loop, you have to use a label break. See, I'm writing a name that is outer for the outer loop, and whenever it is needed, I can write inner for inner loop. Now it is outer loop, and this one is inner loop, and from the inner, I'm having a condition and I'm using break outer so that I can break the outer loop from the inner loop. See, in this way, it is a syntax for using label break inside for loop. Now, what will happen when it will be executed? We will come here directly. Means inner is automatically terminated when the outer is terminated. Means if I'm using normal break here, what will happen? The inner loop will be terminated, but outer will work. But when I'm using labeled break, it will terminate the outer loop. When we will terminate our outer loop, inner also terminated. Means from any of the position, if you want to end outer loop, you have to use labeled break. It is some sort of jump statement. Means you all know break is a jump statement. Labeled break also do the same thing. It is also a jump statement. Now, nested for with a labeled continue. If you want to use, you can skip few lines by writing syntax in this way. What will happen if I'm writing continue outer? See, from here you will move towards increment decrement directly, and then the condition will execute. Means whatever written here or here will be skipped, and directly you are moving towards the increment or decrement part. Again the condition will be checked, again the body will be executed. Same way. Now moving further with the nested while with a labeled break. If you want to end the outer while loop, you can use label break. How? See, I'm writing the name outer, and whatever I'm writing as outer while I'm writing, then I am having inner while, and then again increment decrement, and I'm ending that outer while. Now from the inner while, what will happen? I'm using a break outer here. Then when we are using break outer, what will happen? We will directly come outside the loop. What happened when we are coming directly outside the loop? Means we are ending our outer loop, and inner will automatically close because the outer part is not working, then the inner part is also not working. From here we can end our loop any of the time when we are using break outer. Now moving further with labeled continue in nested while. If we want to skip some inner statements, then we can have our labeled continue. How? The same way. The outer initialization, while condition, then we have the inner while, and then we have increment or decrement. What will happen if I am writing continue outer? It will move directly towards while condition. Outer while means whatever written after continue outer is directly skipped, and it move towards the while condition. Somehow in some of the question it is required to do all these things, then you have to use labeled continue and labeled break. Now see, with do while what we have to do, how we are writing labeled break with do while. The same thing, right? We have to write outer, the name, you can write any of the name. I'm using outer so that you can identify which loop I am talking about. That's why I'm using outer. Initialization, then do. In the body we are writing inner do while, and after that increment decrement and while condition. I'm ending the outer do while. Here I'm using a break outer. Break outer means I want to end my loop and I want to come here. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. By using labeled break, we will directly come outside. We can end our do while from the inner do while. If we want to end our outer do while, it is possible. Now see what will happen. The next thing is labeled continue with do while. If we want to skip few lines, then we can use continue outer. In outer do while, I am having one inner do while, and from the inner one I want to skip few lines and I want directly to go towards outer do while. Means whatever written after continue will be skipped. Means all this part will be skipped and it moves directly towards do. See, in this way we can have our continue outer. If you want to skip few lines, you can go for continue outer. Whatever situation is there, have your question, Go with it. Whatever situation you are facing, you are having so many control structure, you can use it and go for your programs in this way. And if you have any doubts related with it, do ask from me. Otherwise, goodbye and good luck.